You ready, Justice? Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to this very important occasion, the swearing in of Justice Jaynee LaVecchia. On behalf of the members of the General Assembly, and if I may be so bold, all of the citizens of New Jersey, we welcome all of you to the floor of the General Assembly, and those of you who've chosen to be up above us, to the balcony of the General Assembly. We always view this as the people's house, and I think it's quite appropriate that today we are in the people's house because we truly are here for one of the people, and I say that in every regard. My personal relationship with Justice LaVecchia is one that I cherish. I respect her greatly, as much as anyone that I have dealt with in my 15 years here in the legislature. And it seems particularly interesting and important to my way of thinking that this was delayed a day, Justice. Now you, when we talked yesterday, were very concerned. But I thought to myself, wow, the last time I can remember a very important event taking place related to this particular room and was affected by the weather was in 1996 when, due to weather, the presiding officer of this house had to wait 2 days before he could be sworn in. And I thought, now, who was that person? And I remembered, it was I. And I will say this, that extra day that you have anticipated this, as have all of us, will surely be something that in your memories you will very much appreciate. As we will appreciate, I am sure, what this outstanding citizen will bring to the state of New Jersey and to the outstanding Supreme Court of this state. So I, as the presiding officer in this house, welcome all of you, but the welcome is really one that is offered by the Justice, and in return to that great welcome that she gives us, we can give thanks because truly, in the people's house, we are having a great representative of the people be sworn in today. I would like to bring to the podium to offer the invocation the Secretary of State of the great state of New Jersey, DeForest Soares. Mr. Secretary.
Let us stand for the invocation. Eternal God, creator and preserver of all that is, sustainer and provider of all of us gathered, we thank you for this occasion that celebrates a society committed to justice. You said through an ancient mouthpiece that justice should flow like waters, and you have blessed the modern age with a judicial system to make that vision real. We thank you today for the pioneers who fled lands where liberty was less than universal. We thank you for martyrs who fought and died to protect our right to the practice of freedom. We thank you for leaders who have maintained a consistent commitment to the establishment and enforcement of just laws. And we thank you for people who make themselves available for the noble calling of public service. We thank you for Jaynee LaVecchia, the newest addition to the great legacy of jurists that have served this state. We thank you for her intelligence and her integrity, for her wisdom and her wit. We thank you that she will be a judge who is both thoughtful and thorough. And we pray that you might continue to sustain her as a person who has a tough mind but a tender heart. We pray that she would maintain a commitment to excellence and fairness, and that she will be able to discern and decide in a manner that upholds the highest standards of justice. We thank you for our governor who nominated her, our Senate that confirmed her, her family that supports her, and her colleagues who now welcome her to the bench. Bless these proceedings and all that is said and done. Make us worthy to be your people. In your name we pray. Amen. You may be seated.
Please stay standing. It's my honor to bring to the podium to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance from the County of Morris, Senator Anthony Bucco. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Now to the podium, I welcome the leader of the New Jersey Senate, Senate President Donald DeFrancesco.
Thank you. I don't get this opportunity very often. Jack doesn't let me in here very often. And usually it's sitting behind the governor trying to applaud when you're supposed to applaud, smile when you're supposed to smile, be serious when you're supposed to be serious. And that's very difficult. I want you to know that. But it's good to be here. I'm just tickled really that I've been able to participate in the ceremony. It's great to see so many of Jaynee's colleagues and friends and associates here for really, it's kind of a historic occasion. I know that many have preceded her, but this is one of the great events that could ever happen to someone. And I think that I can speak for the Senate, and I know Jack feels the same way, that we're very proud of our court, of our New Jersey Supreme Court that has such a sterling reputation around this country, not just around the state, but around this country. And certainly as a senator, and I was elected to the Senate the same year that Jaynee, I guess, started practicing law and was passed the bar in '79. And as a senator, play a very, very minor role in the candidacy that each governor sets forth of members of the Supreme Court by the advice and consent provisions of our Constitution. And so I've been able to really preside and be part of just about everyone, I guess, who's on the court now since '79 to see just how this has played out. And I'm very proud to have played that small but positive role for all these years. Now, with respect to Jaynee, who is really New Jersey, tried and true, and Patterson, Douglas College, I saw Jaynee, Rutgers Law School. She's New Jersey, and she's done it the best way possible, and that's through hard work. She's got tremendous integrity, strong character, and I think most important, an intelligent, articulate lawyer whose breadth of legal understanding and reasoning you all know is exemplary. We know that. We've seen her work. She's played such a significant role in so many areas of government. Her career has been devoted to public service. So I know now that she embarks on this tremendous opportunity, this great career now, where she'll become part of this very elite group, if I could refer to it that way. And I want to say, from the bottom of my heart, best of luck to you. I certainly know you'll need it. You'll be subjected to, I suppose, as a group, to all the criticism that legislators have about the courts and how they operate and how they dictate. But we know that it's a separate body. We understand that, and that we are too. We know that where we don't act, sometimes you will. We know that sometimes where we do act, sometimes you will anyway. Because perhaps we've been perceived to have gone too far. But we know that's part of the system, and that's the best thing about the system, is that we have this fabulous, fabulous body of law created through the courts and certainly through the executive department and through the legislature, that we all come together for the betterment of the people of this state. I want to thank all of you. Thank you particularly, Governor and Jack, for allowing me to say these few words, and my best wishes to all of you. Thank you. Okay, I messed up here. It is my great pleasure now, of course, to introduce the person who is really responsible for allowing this to happen, for causing this to happen. That's our great governor, Christine Todd Whitman.
Thank you very much. As you know, I've had the opportunity to do this a number of times in the course of my tenure as governor. And I must say, in each occasion, you still feel the awesome responsibility that goes with designating someone to serve on the state's highest court, particularly a court that has established a reputation for outstanding jurisprudence. And I stand here today as proud as I have on those other occasions of the nominee that has been confirmed by the Senate to serve the people in this extraordinary way. I'd like to welcome all of Jaynee's family and friends here because they come, I know, with a great deal of pride and a great deal of love in their hearts for this person. In fact, when you look at Jaynee, it is hard to believe the service that she's managed to pack into her life. She's not old enough to have done all the things that she's done and to do them as well as she's done them. Deputy Chief Counsel to Governor Kane, Director of the Division of Law, Chief Administrative Law Judge for 5 years, and of course that wonderful, very easygoing department, Commissioner of Banking and Insurance. No problems there. In each one of those positions, Jaynee, the service that you have given the people of the Garden State for the past 2 decades has been outstanding. And each time you have been given a task to perform, you've done it with excellence, you've done it with integrity, you have shown your understanding of the issues that face you. You not only know the people of New Jersey and know their needs, you understand the law and how it relates to real life. And that is something that is going to be very important as you go forward on this court. I know that you will bring the same level of excellence as a justice as you have brought as commissioner. And I can only tell you that as a governor, it has been a real privilege to have had you as part of my cabinet, and that we will certainly miss you in that role. But I look forward to seeing you as you perform with this court. This is an outstanding court, as the Senate President has said, as the Speaker has said, and I hope that as each day goes by and decisions are made, the people of this state will come to appreciate the sacrifices made by the justices on our court, appreciate the intelligence, the time, and the commitment that they make to each and every one of their opinions. And I know that you, Jaynee, will be one of the stars in that process, that you have shown every time you know how to do your job, you know how to do it well, you do it with brilliance, and you are not going to change as you are elevated to the state Supreme Court. Good luck to you, and all the best to you and to your family and the challenges that lie ahead. I'm very proud that you are now taking on this position. Thank you all very much.
It is now my pleasure to bring to the podium the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the State of New Jersey, Chief Justice Deborah Poritz.
It seems as if it was only yesterday, and it seems as if it was many more than 5 months ago, that we came together to say goodbye to 2 members of our court, our friends and our colleagues, and to welcome 2 new members, new friends, and new colleagues. We think often of Justices Handler and Pollock. Their wisdom and their counsel nourished us and will be long remembered. Our new members have in this interim taken their places among us in a seamless transition that is a testament to their talent and their dedication to the work of the court. And now we have come together to say goodbye again and to welcome once more a new Associate Justice. I will begin, as I did in September, by saying goodbye. Marie Garibaldi was the first woman appointed to the court, and in that respect, she blazed a trail for those of us who followed. For this, we thank her. But she never saw herself in terms of gender, and neither do we. Marie Garibaldi has a clarity of vision and an understanding of how the law affects our lives that has nothing to do with gender. Her strength and her humor have supported us. We admire and love Justice Garibaldi. It is most difficult to say goodbye. She has served the citizens of New Jersey with distinction. To Marie, as with Stuart and Allen, we offer our best wishes. Wishes for a productive, satisfying, and healthy number of years ahead. I know also that her influence will continue to be felt, and I know that her dedication and love of justice will continue to inspire us. We are here, however, to witness the taking of the oath of office of a new member of the court and to celebrate with her commitment to the tasks ahead. There is no higher honor bestowed by the governor and the state senate than that of appointment to the Supreme Court of this state. There is no greater responsibility owed to this state and its citizens than the responsibility a justice accepts with that appointment. Each of us is acutely aware of the importance of the issues before the court, the presence of others striving together to achieve a just result, and most important, the commitment that we have made to seek the best in ourselves in order to give the best to the task before us. Each of us brings his or her own strengths and weaknesses to our work. We were not, any of us, made from a cookie cutter. Our contributions come out of our life experiences and our dedication and that commitment. We are former Superior Court judges, executive branch officers, private practitioners, specialists in land use law, environmental law, workers' compensation law, and we are parents and grandparents and participants in the life of the communities in which we live. Together, we sit on a court that is greater by far than any one of us alone. Jaynee LaVecchia will take her place in the mosaic that is the court. Many people have spoken about Jaynee LaVecchia today. She deserves the accolades you have heard and more. I too join those who praise her accomplishments and recognize her talents. She will, I know, make a significant contribution to the court. We do indeed welcome her. But I also want to take this very public occasion to add a personal note. I have known Jaynee LaVecchia for about 20 years, going back to the days when we were Deputy Attorneys General in the Division of Law. I had the great good fortune to work closely with her when she was Director of the Division of Law before I left the Department of Law and Public Safety. I know firsthand of her integrity and her intelligence. I know that she is thorough and thoughtful, and that in her quiet way, she understands the importance of public service and the commitment that comes with it. She is a very special, quite extraordinary lady. I am pleased to now swear in Jaynee LaVecchia as an Associate Justice of the New Jersey Supreme Court and to welcome her on behalf of all of the members of the court. Stand by. We're not good at positioning this.
They want us in the front.
They want us in the front.
That's what I said.
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. And that I will perform the duties of justice at the Supreme Court faithfully, impartially, and justly, to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Governor Whitman, Senate President DeFrancesco, Speaker Collins, Chief Justice Poritz, and members of the court, both present and former justices, judges of the Superior Court, judges of the federal bench, members of the bar, my fellow colleagues from the cabinet, from the Division of Law, from Banking and Insurance, and from the Office of Administrative Law, and my dear family and friends who are gathered here today in these most beautiful chambers. My message to you today is one of thanks. I say to all of you, thank you. Thank you, Governor, for your generous faith in me, demonstrated first when you brought me into your cabinet, and now by nominating me to serve on the Supreme Court of our state, a court that's comprised of men and women who have a love of the law and a commitment to equal justice that I have long admired and shared. It is the greatest honor of my life to join our court and to participate in the advancement of justice in our state. And I thank the Senate President, and also Senator Gormley, Chair of the Judiciary Committee, and also all of the other members of the Senate, many of whom are here today and who wanted to be here today, but for yesterday's snow day, for their separate expression of confidence in me. Senator DeFrancesco, it was your leadership that enabled my nomination to move as swiftly as it did through the Senate. I will be particularly grateful to you forever for having done that. And I'm also going to be particularly proud of the fact that the Senate granted me unanimous support for my confirmation. I will always remember it and thank the Senate dearly for it. Speaker Collins, your gracious hosting of this event today in your chambers and your very kind remarks are most appreciated. As you mentioned, we do go back a long way, and throughout the years, I've always been able to count on your support and your assistance in many matters and on many issues. I've always appreciated it, and I particularly appreciate your support today. As I'm about to join in the work of the Supreme Court, I have a few observations that I'd like to make. First, as a number of people have already mentioned, we have been blessed in New Jersey to have a court that's been filled with extraordinarily bright, articulate, and gracious individuals. During the past few weeks since my nomination was announced by the governor, I've experienced firsthand that graciousness. Every current justice of the court and the former members of the court has reached out to welcome me. It's been wonderful. I am most anxious to participate fully in the collegiality that so warmly emanates from our court. I know that we may not always agree, but I trust the dynamic of reasoned deliberation and open-mindedness to assist us as a group to come to some wise decisions for the citizens of New Jersey and our great state. In particular, I want to single out the justice whose vacancy I will fill, Justice Marie Garibaldi. Regretfully, I will not be able to serve on the same court as Justice Garibaldi. Her incisive comments, always delivered with grace, will long be remembered by the attorneys who appeared and argued before her, including myself. Although she has achieved many firsts for a female attorney in New Jersey, she never seemed to dwell on her historic accomplishments. Rather, she was always busy preparing for the next court conference or the next list of cases that are scheduled for argument. In short, her professionalism and dedication to work of the court exemplify that what is important is attending to the business at hand. In succeeding so well, she made the law and our judiciary places that are comfortable with the presence of professionals, be they men or women. I salute her, and I have to say publicly today that I am so proud to follow her in the court's family tree. I would be remiss at this moment not to mention my colleagues and people who I am proud to say are my friends at the bar. New Jersey is really a very small state in which to practice law. It's so easy to come to know so many of our fellow attorneys. We know each other as adversaries. We know each other through bar activities or through continuing legal education programs or through court committees on which we participate. This feel of a small community of practitioners in New Jersey is one of the nicest aspects of practicing in our state. We should treasure it and we should protect it. All too frequently, the lack of professional courtesy is lamented nationally. Above all else, while we still have in New Jersey a closeness within our legal community, we should continue to enhance the level of professional courtesy that we demonstrate to one another every day. Now, I've been privileged in my career to come to know a fairly broad group of attorneys in New Jersey because of the various positions that I've held through the years. I am particularly grateful for the very generous support that my nomination has received from attorneys in both the private as well as the public sectors. These were attorneys for whom I have the greatest respect and admiration. I'm glad that a number of them were able to be here today, and to those of you here, I must say, your presence today honors me. Finally, I have to close by saying to this group that I consider myself most fortunate. I and my brother Michael were brought up in a home that was filled with unconditional love and support. My parents, Mike and Helen, many of whom know you or have met you today, and who, by the way, will celebrate their 50th anniversary within 3 weeks. My parents supported and encouraged my brother and I to pursue our goals to the fullest extent possible, I in the law, my brother in medicine. And I must say that it would be great if all children in New Jersey were as lucky as my brother and I were in my family. And it has been my further great good fortune to be married to Michael Cole, one of the best lawyers in New Jersey, many would say. Some would say the best, including me. But my good fortune lies in having his love and his support constantly in all things, including this appointment to the court. I will never be able to thank him enough for, or even to tell you about, the many ways that he assisted me in the process that has led up to this glorious moment. But I have to say that anything more that I say today would only embarrass him, and that's the last thing that I want to do. Today, I just want to thank him and tell him that I love him. As I said, I am most fortunate. I'm fortunate because of all of you. Thank you for your friendship, for your support, for your assistance and guidance, and most of all, for your faith in me. And now, most of all, I just want to get on with the work of the court. Taking a cue from the lady I follow on the court, on February 1, I'm looking forward to doing just that. Thank you very much for coming today and sharing this celebration with me.
First, let me just say that at the conclusion of this ceremony, there is a reception in the State Museum that we hope all will attend. Before we do head towards the State Museum, there's two things that I would like to do. One is join those who thank Justice Garibaldi for what she's given to New Jersey over the years. And on a personal note, on a somewhat of one of her latter final official duties, honored me by swearing me in for my new term as Speaker. I thank you for that personally, but far beyond that, for what you've done for New Jersey. And finally, the new Justice. I couldn't help but think, as I was reading a comment she made upon being notified that she would be the next Justice of the Supreme Court, the words she said, as I remember them, were, "I got that call that every lawyer hopes they get to join the court." And I couldn't help but think and picture in my mind the governor with a phone dialing those numbers. And as it started through, and believing that there truly is a being higher than ATT and Bell Atlantic, that as the phone message was anticipated, as it moved through the lines, that on the other end was someone that, in order to pick that phone up, to receive that call that all lawyers hope they get, would be someone who has honesty, veracity, a sense of justice, strong moral fiber, respect for the profession of the law, respect for the court that the person would join, and most of all, respect for people. When Jaynee LaVecchia picked that phone up, we got that answer, that everything was all right, New Jersey will be better served. Good luck, Justice, and thank you all for being a part of this ceremony. Have a great day.